Hey everybody, Jay Rubino here, welcome back. We are continuing Enslavers Redux, a custom campaign for StarCraft 2 created by OmegaWeapon, and we are on the finale of the Protoss campaign, Showdown. Last mission, we held out against invulnerable sunken colonies. It was pretty interesting. This mission is in the original Dark Vengeance campaign, and it was difficult. I remember it being quite difficult. I've only played the original campaign once, but I remember this one was pretty difficult. And then when I played the remake of Enslavers, not Redux, but there was a remake of it based off of Mass Recall years and years and years ago, I remember this mission driving me crazy. So I'm going to take this one, I guess, slow and steady and do my best and assume that the attack waves are going to be no joke. Showdown. Your shields are your most precious defense. Be sure you have the means to rapidly restore them when necessary. If you do not, you will be at a severe disadvantage against the enemy. Right, so there's an EMP generator, and it brings down your shields every so often. We can make a little shield battery farm. I know that the main enemy is in the center of the map, and then the rest of the enemies are like in a giant circle around the outskirts. So we just have to, I guess, pick a direction and try and clear our way to some extra bases. As Zeratul and the abandoned Protoss left on Char began building a defensive outpost against any renegade Zerg or Terran UED that might attack them, Executor Solendus desperately tried to elude the Terran fleet in order to find a way to reach the Dark Prelates to transport them off-world. Unfortunately, with the Psi Disruptor's effects now reaching Char, the Protoss expedition's ships' warp capabilities become hampered. As one of the renegade Cerebrits began to take notice of the Protoss, it sent its Zerg to destroy them. Just at the brink of defeat, the UED fleet broke through the Zerg defenders in the distance and destroyed the Cerebrit, leaving its Zerg vulnerable. Zeratul, Eridus, and Arun gathered the remaining Protoss and marched forward to their position across the canyon. A Templar scout had found in order to set up a warp matrix enhancer to get them off the blasted rock they found themselves trapped on. As the Protoss began to trek to reach the warp beacon site, they encountered not only the UED battling the remaining renegade Zerg, but the Queen of Blades herself, Kerrigan, and her new consort, Samir Duran. Unknown as to what purpose Kerrigan and Duran had on Char, with the chaos ensuing around them, she was nevertheless delighted to see them and ordered the Zerg still under her control to destroy them on sight. In the final seconds, Zeratul and his allies fought through the last of the renegade Zerg before Kerrigan's Zerg could, and activated the warp matrix to safety. Infuriated, Kerrigan nearly went after them until Duran convinced her of the true threat, the UED. Losing the few Zerg she possessed would hamper her future endeavors. Grudgingly agreeing, they left to congratulate the UED on their empty victory on Char as Zeratul and the expedition fleet began to return to Shakura so they could plan their next step in locating Urazaj. We are approaching Shakuras, opening a communications gate with the Council fleet. Attention, this is Executor Solendus. We have returned and will be arriving to Shakura shortly. Open the... Cursed Artanis. Executor, your timing is impeccable. We are currently under heavy attack from both Terran and rogue Protoss forces. We need immediate support from your fleet. What? How is this possible? When you left to investigate the source of the stolen Kadaran crystals, Urazaj and his Terran allies had built a large secret orbital platform above Shakuras. They have created some sort of device on it that emanates powerful waves of energy, which are disrupting Shakuras' communications and shield defenses. Oddly, both Urazaj's Protoss and the Terrans are immune to its effects. Although it's not fully operational, we cannot withstand its effects for much longer. This news is disconcerting. I fear we may have arrived too late. It is worse than you know, Elder. Urazaj, he has become a Dark Archon. His energy never seems to wane, and his power is unlike anything we've encountered before. He has warped the minds of many Kalai, along with any Dark Templar which harbor his same hatred for us. And the Terrans are guarding him with their lives. Any attempt we have made to assault the platform has been met in defeat. We must defend Shakuras yet again, for the future of our united people. We've lost the signals to Shakuras. There's a communications disturbance. I'm picking up only one signal now, opening the channel. Ah, Zeratul. You finally have arrived. I was beginning to worry my Zerg had destroyed you on Char. What a shame that would have been. Urizash, your thirst for vengeance has gone far enough. You now dare threaten Shakuras itself? This is our home. Indeed, and yet, you have tainted it by Kalai blood. Understand I harbor no ill will towards you or any Nerazim. I wish only to drive the foul presence of the betrayers from our home. They have brought nothing but misery and suffering to our people, and now we coddle them to our breast. For so long as I draw breath, I will ensure that Shakuras will remain free from their corruption. Oh, he's gonna insure Shakuras. I hope he's got good underwriters. Shamefully, I once too held the same hatreds, but I have fought alongside our brethren from Ire in the battle against one who threatened all who lived, the Zerg Overmind. Now I will wait for the text to scroll a little bit longer. I have seen their true selves, and they are as noble in spirit as we are. Do not let the actions of a few dictate your view towards the whole. Set aside your anger and prejudice, and accept that our race is finally, after millennia of strife, united once again in peace. He's gonna say no! No, no! The wounds they have inflicted upon us are beyond forgiveness. Our brothers were killed by their hands, slaughtered out of fear. Zeratul, you must realize such scars can never truly heal. The Kalai will finally pay for their crimes in full. Only then will we truly be free. Alan Shezar, I order you to activate the EMP generator to full power. Then we shall commence the ground invasion of Shakuras once Telematros' shields are down. Yes, Lord Ulrizaj. It seems there shall be no compromises this day. Zeratul, you fought valiantly to protect our homeland and unite our people to a brighter future. Urizaj now represents a threat to that future. Although this pains me greatly, justice must be done. Executive Selendis, take our entire remaining fleet with Zeratul and assault this Terran platform directly. Perhaps our entire might may be enough to break through their defenses. If only for a moment. Then you must find and kill Urizaj. Only then will our future be assured. Indeed. I will order half our forces led by Admiral Arun and Templar Eridus to assault the side platform, while we take our remaining fleet's forces and assault the primary frontal position of the platform where this EMP device stands. The distraction should allow us to penetrate their defenses and gain a foothold within. Our future's assurance, echoed only in the silence of our brothers. By Adun, how did this come to pass? Executor, I stand ready to defend Shakuras with my life. With the Void as my ally, we will not fail this day. And Taro Tassadar. All right, let's get into it. This is going to be a long one. I mean, it already is because of the briefing, as that's how it goes. Are there supposed to be interceptors, or that poor carrier is just totally defenseless? Central orbital platform, high orbit, Shakuras. The time is nearly upon us, for as soon as this device reaches its maximum potential, Shakuras will be vulnerable to attack. Then nothing shall stop the Kalai reckoning. Yes, Lord Ulrizaj. Ha, with your weak mind so fragile, I now command an entire Terran and Kalai Legion to myself. Nothing will stop us now. My lord, we have detected Zeratul and his fleet attempting to land on the platform. Should we engage? In due time. Let them think they actually have a chance at victory. They've not yet witnessed my full power, for they will be rendered to ash when I approach them. The attack has commenced. For Shakuras. For Ayer's future. Come, follow me, my brothers. We fight with the void. So Zeratul is super powerful at this point. He's not fully maxed, but he may as well be. And I'm thinking we just want to scout with him to find some expansions early, because we're going to need to pop off economically as fast as possible. Executor, we've landed on this cursed Terran vessel. Now we must target and destroy this EMP device before it can fully power and threaten all of Shakuras. This will not be an easy battle, Zeratul. We are greatly outnumbered and have no reinforcements from Shakuras. Urzaj commands a legion of warp-minded Terrans and Protoss with him, and will be able to send a burst of energy from the EMP device to drain our shields periodically. Worse still, we're fighting a creature the likes of which we've never seen. We will emerge victorious, Executor. I know this because we have no alternative. It is not our future to die here this day. The Protoss race will prevail and remain unified once more. It's time to quell this uprising once and for all. Well met. We do this in Tassadar's memory. Let his sacrifice not go in vain. Okay. Now we can start. Quick save. Zeratul, we're going to hotkey you. Okay. The EMP generator will produce a periodic burst of energy that will drain all your unit shields and energy in the region. Energy too, huh? Okay. Let's just go ahead and fill up these. And then you know what, Zeratul? Let's just go ahead and send you out and see what you can find.
I face a new trial.
How you doing, buddy? Be advised, Zeratul, we're not only up against Urzaj. I was paying attention to what was happening on the screen, because I swear the dialogue never ends. It never ends. Be advised, Zeratul, we're not only up against Urzaj in whatever Dark Archon monstrosity has become, but his Terran cohort Alan Shezar as well. We must destroy the Terrans from assisting him. EMP generator, the ultimate weapon against negating Protoss shielding. All right, that's fine. There are no dark shrines nearby. Urzaj has likely gathered them all for his own use. I must be careful. I'm just looking for an extra base, either down here or I don't know. Maybe what I want to do is just make a big old ball of static defense right there. And in fact, I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. We could probably toss 4 on that. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it like this. Because if we move towards... If there is a base down here, I mean, there's something going on down here. If we can clear this out with our stolen stuff... I'm building a pylon up here. Then what we can do is just build like a line of defense to stop anything from coming from this direction that's going to hit our main base. Let's go ahead and get a Citadel. Let's get a second Cybernetics core, because I'm just going to go mass air. It feels like probably the only good choice. We're going to need a lot of shield batteries to compensate for the EMP generator. Oh, look at that. Okay. Beam me. Okay, that could have been worse. Oh, they came in with Dark Templar as well. So that's, I guess, sort of what I expected to happen. How's this going on down here? Again, we're looking for a base. That's just cannons. That's, you know what? I'm just going to let that thing just do its thing. And I'm going to get upgrades. I'm going to keep making workers. I think that's the best we can do. Let's go air armor and then singularity charge.
I'm in deep.
Okay, so Shezar is to the right. So if we take a base over in this direction... Yeah, I don't think that actually does splash damage like it's advertised to, the Master Strike, or the, Master Shadow Blade, unfortunately. But the whole idea here is we need to set up like a solid defense that can be relatively self-sufficient. I'm just going to go ahead and attack with Zeratul. Zealot Legs is an obvious choice. Getting shield upgrades actually doesn't seem that good, if only because it's not like we can... they get busted through constantly with the EMP generator. Let's do this, and steal, and then run over and destroy this. I mean, they can just scan me endlessly, but, you know. Well, I found a base. Get out of there. Something's happening. Zeratul, we're picking up a transmission from more Terrans that have arrived. Oh, okay, this is really good. Hey there, boys and girls. Anyone need a little assistance? Commander, what are you doing here? After you rescued us, we returned to Dominion space, but then the UED came. I've had it with fighting wars that weren't mine. That weren't mine to fight, so me and my crew were looking for a new home not far from here when we heard a long-range distress signal coming from this planet. Saw Protoss fighting human mercs and figured you two were hostile. I told you I owed you a favor. Time to ante up. Well met, brave human. Your assistance here is most appreciated. A rogue Protoss called Urazaj has warped the minds of both Terran and his own brethren. He is seeking to destroy our homeworld. You must target the center platform and destroy his nefarious device. Urazaj. Wait, I know that name. He was the one responsible for... Look, you have my word. We won't back down from the fight until your people are safe. Yo! Look at him! Okay, we want to get this set up here, like, as soon as possible, right? I'm relying very heavily on Zeratul being able to, like, survive most of these early attacks. I'll tell you, just straight-up cannon's not a bad choice. And then we're going to need separate defense over here on the ramp. And then Zeratul, I'm going to bring you down here to just bust through these. He should be fine. What the? Shezar is still alive in here? It's time to put a stop to him once and for all. Okay, I have a lot of resources. We got to spend this stuff. Okay, and then let's get a shield battery farm. I missed what they were saying, but if I had to guess, the commander is probably like, if Urazaj is here, I'm going to fight him instead of... I'm sorry, if Shezar is here, I'm going to fight Shezar instead of Urazaj. And in fact, let's go ahead and take a look. The human has had its mind warped like the others. Do not do anything reckless. Our priority remains to destroy the shield destruction device. Tepid pause. Yeah, so he's probably going to fight them instead. All right. I guess I'm going to help him. Yeah, he's moving out. All right, cool. I'm going to send Zeratul back to kind of hang out at this main center. And I don't want to go super overboard with defenses over here. I just want to saturate this base. We're going to need gas long term, so let's focus on that. Never got singularity charge. I need a fleet beacon as well. Okay, there's the disruption. So let's go ahead and get healed back up. Can't heal our structures, but that's okay. Zeratul getting his shields back is a big deal. It seems like this shield healing will continue through the cinematics as well. The time has come to enact my vengeance personally. No one, not even you, Zeratul, will be able to stop me this time. Oh, we should get some monoliths. They're really expensive, but I think those will be great. I have gained strength from the void handed to me from the Xel'Naga themselves. This time, the time for your end is nigh. Prepare yourselves for oblivion. Oh yeah, he did take our dark shrines. What a jerk. Okay, quick save. That's Urazaj. He looks different last time I remember than I remember. Okay, get those on gas. Let's just go ahead and saturate this as much as possible. Okay, here he is. Selendis can't use her beam. We got some cannons back there too. He's going down. Let's just bomb through this static defense here. Urazaj has been slain, yet I can still feel his presence nearby. I see. Okay, so he's going to perpetually attack us. Mostly we're going to just have to look out for Reavers coming from this direction. Let's send Zeratul up here. So where do we want to go first? In the original, if you killed Shezzer, then his entire Terran faction went neutral, like immediately. They just retreat straight away. So maybe that's what we'll want to do. Okay, this is unfortunate, because again, we're just going to loot. Oh, okay, they recalled out. I can't really complain that much about that. Okay, let's get the fleet beacon. Let's get 2 more forges, and we're just going to go crazy with upgrades as time goes on. Still need Singularity Charge. Again, this cannon spam is doing good for us right now. So I'm going to keep it up. No other expansions down here, though. Commander did take out a base. It's too bad we can't use him. He's just going to hang out there, but he's at 6-6. My goodness. This seems like an obvious expansion location next. If we just cannon this up. By the gods, Urazaj has restored himself, and the void has made him stronger. We have little time. We must destroy that cursed Terran device quickly. Okay, this is done. Carrier capacity, Corsair energy. We could go Void Rays as well. I'm thinking we just start with carriers, and we stick with carriers for now. Okay, Zeratul's over here to help with any Terran attacks that might slip by Commander, though hopefully that just won't happen at all. I guess no promises. Okay, I'm mostly concerned about the Protoss attacks, which makes me think maybe we should focus on the Protoss attacks first. These are large attacks, but if we can get away with only losing a little bit each time, then, you know, if we get away with only losing a couple cannons every attack, then this should be okay. How much are monoliths? 300 is very, very prohibitive right now. Gas is looking good. If Commander can like hold out against incoming Shezar attacks, that would be great. I can see one of the artifacts, but that's going to be like way out of the way, I suspect. Okay, we're going to assume that this is fairly self-sufficient for now, so I'm not going to worry about it. I think he's been mind controlling a lot of my stuff, unfortunately. C'est la vie. Okay, so let's start 2 more carriers. I just realized there's a global timer. I hate that. I hate it so much. Okay, start +2 air attack. And we're going to want to get +2 shields as well. Kill Shezar within 15 minutes on hard difficulty. So we could probably have built scouts and went to go snipe him, maybe? I'm not so sure, but we just need to leave a group of units at home here at all times. It seems like the Dark Archons are going to be a big problem if they steal my most expensive units when they attack. So we probably just want to leave a bunch of Zealots and Dragoons at home to defend. Because if those can get mind controlled, I don't mind. I mean, I mind a little bit. It's a little sad, right? So let's get some gateways. I'm actually kind of short on minerals. And I'm not really sure where else I could take an expansion. Okay, we're going to have to... Let's move Zeratul over here just in case they decide to come to this ramp. There and there.
Carrier has arrived. We are under attack.
Okay, and there they are. Yeah, so that shadow attack thing, blade, doesn't do splash damage, I don't think. It's not the end of the world. It would be nice if it did, though, because that's what it's advertised to do. So I'm thinking we probably want to attack up and kill Shezar and remove all the pressure from the right. I could also just make an attack straight for the EMP generator. Because going this way, though, will give us access to multiple bases. Commanders, I mean, he's doing good. He's going to keep moving out. He's going to keep making some progress. Upgrades coming up. Let's go ahead and move back and get healed. And I think we just need Dragoons and Zealots to kind of hang out at home, and then we have an offensive carrier for us. Shezar's trying to escape. Not this time, you bastard. Right, so he flies up here, or he goes from here and flies to the upper right. We could take this base out relatively simply, I think. I'm going to take the Dark Archon. I'm going to mind control the other Dark Archon. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's all well and good. There's Urazaj, so back everyone up. Zeratul, blink on over and hit him with your beam thing. And Selendis can't use her beam thing, unfortunately. Okay, you'll be united in chains, etc., etc. We set all these back up. Again, eventually I'd love to get some monoliths in here as well. Two more carriers. I don't know how many carriers we're going to need to go for Shezar, because keep in mind, he's going to be surrounded by ghosts that are going to... Oh, that reminds me. You know what? We need a robo facility so we can get to an observatory. We need some mobile detection. Get +3 for air weapons. I'm glad I built these cannons here. This is pretty intense. You've left us with no choice. You must be destroyed. Are they just taunting each other? Yes, they are. Okay, so Shezar's able to get around to us, which is irritating. Okay, air armor. Shields level 3. I've returned. He comes back. We know. Is it worth it to snag some of these monoliths in the back, or is it going to be a waste of money? I'm concerned, because I think I do want to go along the bottom. I think I want to go along the bottom, so if we can get some relatively self-sufficient defense here, we'll be okay. And you know what? If Commander takes care of this, I'll just swing up there and take that base for myself. I will take one of their carriers, thank you. You'll love to see it. And then we got to get building out of these.
You must construct additional pylons.
Okay, that's fine. Let's just get a second pylon here just in case. Seems like the majority of the attacks are going to be coming from the top here. I'll have 8 carriers relatively soon, and there'll be 3/3 relatively soon. Here, 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 and here. And cannons can take care of scouts. This amount of cannons can take care of scouts. I'm going to just hold on to this Dark Archon and steal enemy carriers as they come in at us. I like this. Carrier. Just got to keep these cannons up. Maybe we want to kind of mess around with their positions. Okay, this down here is not really well prepared for these attacks. We got to get up here. These types of units cannot get through buildings that easily, so I think they'll be okay. My primary concern, as I mentioned, is ghosts on the attack are going to lock us down like crazy. But it's kind of just the way it is. Okay, how are we coming at? Once we hit +3, I'm gonna head over here. This is ready to be taken. And Commander at least is keeping Shezar mostly busy, which is a plus. We could take this area out for more resources. He's gonna attack us over here, so cancel these.
Carrier has arrived.
Okay, let's go and steal that carrier. Okay, I do not like the Reaver attacks.
We are under attack.
Okay, hug the very bottom. Okay, now we take this. Thank you. Get added to my group over here. Hopefully they don't chase me too far. You know what? That's fine. Go ahead and take that. I'm never going to get that probe up there, am I? Okay, down here and then over here. You all get your shields healed. A lot's going on. We just have to pick a direction and probably just go here pretty soon. I need it. Oh, no, I can't because I need an observatory. We're being hit hard. Can you assist? I mean, he's mostly okay, wouldn't you say? I'm going to take this group and I'm going to head over to the bottom right. Here and then up here. Ooh, I did get a probe here. The extra resources will be great. Okay, carriers are on their way, and then what I've got to do is just keep a relatively small force of gateway units at home at all times. Okay, unfortunately, Commander is proving to be a bit of a liability, but we're coming to save him soon. Okay, grab both of these, and then we need to just make observers, and once those observers make it over to my carriers, we're pretty much good to go. But as of right now, we are not good to go. I'm going to release that Dark Archon from across the map so I can start taking some of these ones over here. Do the same thing. We go take this one, we mind control the other one, and then just suicide it up here. Okay, well, I do have some scouts. It's going to take them some time to get down here. This is a little frustrating because it's unclear where these came from. Thankfully, I have an observer flying over. Losing all these probes hurts badly. I think I saved recently. That's all I can really say about that. I think I say, oh, and we just accidentally ran into these. Let me see. What time is it? 4:58. It was a while ago. Honestly, recovering from this is going to take so long. That's why I'm less thrilled about this. I feel like I have enough forces I could probably just beeline straight for the thing, but odds are there's some BS gotcha like, oh, haha, there's a shield and you gotta kill every enemy base building before, you know, etc., etc. Okay, let's go and try and take care of this. Let's build more carriers, upgrades. We finally get Singularity Charge. We need a Templar thingamabobber. Let's go ahead and get Scout Speed. Okay, Zeratul, help me. Yeah, sure, take that. Now go all the way back.
In the cage.
Attack up here.
Your allies are in battle.
I'm gonna need to rebuild this for the gas. Okay, that stuff's coming up. Just keep making observers just in case. I think we'll be able to kill Alan Shezer now. Question is, should we just avoid this base and kind of hug the inside and just get to him? Looks like Urazaj is moving out. It looks like he's going to want to go for this. Commander, help me. Okay, upgrades. Zealot Dragoons for a defensive force here, and then let's rebuild some stuff. I can't win. These enemies are just going the weirdest, take the weirdest pathways to get to these areas. I don't understand any of it. Cancel that. Run away. Getting this saturated is going to be the most important thing here relatively soon. I've reached peak mental something. Look out, Zeratul. Okay, we gotta kill this idiot who went a really long way around. Then we have to turn around and take care of this.
Upgrade complete.
Okay, finally, carrier fleet. We're gonna go here. And then over here, Shezer's taking this out. If we just end up in a long, slow, downward grind, then I can just restart. I'll just reload from where I was. So I won't quick save for a while. The issue is we're also at 50% of the total timer. Okay, well, I don't really have any income anymore at this point. Commander's moving out. We can go with him. I'm going to let him distract the base, and I'm just going to go straight for Shezar, because I think if we can kill him, then, again, no more Terran. We'll get this set back up. Cool. Cool.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
Okay, I'll just let those deal with that. I can't really afford to pay much attention to anything else. I have observers in here. Of course, there's the EMP. Observers, just follow, please. You know what? Just right-click him. If this doesn't work, then I'll reload. Okay. They definitely do not go hostile, or neutral, rather. So I think we do have to do a slow push through all that junk. So I'm going to make a video cut here. As long as I reposition myself to take out that Brown attack and spam some defense over here, then I can use my carriers to steadily push through these bases. That's my plan, at least. This side is like holding out pretty well. But, yeah. Anyway, you understand what I'm going for here, but I'm not going to make you suffer through watching the exact same thing again up until this point. Okay, I am back. I'm going to quick save. We're going to go with Commander here and try and push into this Brown base, because this, I feel like, is where most of their production is my thought. There's just been a ghost hanging out here, and frankly, I'm too afraid to attack it because he's going to lock me down. So, but I think with Commander here, we should be able to get through this. Look at all of this production. I mean, the enemy could just produce out of all of this. It is scary, scary stuff. Meanwhile, I just continue to make more production. I think we're good at home because I'm just going to leave Zeratul here to protect, and we've got a bunch of monoliths, which I really, really enjoy and prefer. Okay, Selendis doing great. We did get through a lot of their production. Do I have an... I do have an observer in here. Bless. So we take care of this, and then maybe we push into Shezar's final base. This guy gets more powerful every time he comes in.
Upgrade complete.
But with monoliths, I think we can just blast him. Okay, and then I'm going to take these 2 carriers. Take them down along the bottom, bring them up here. Oh, that's bad. Back them up, back them up. Let's just consolidate back home, and I'm going to bring some of these observers as well. By some, I mean several. Okay, Monolith's pretty darn good. We are at 45%. I think if we could take the Terran out completely, then we'll be in just fine shape. How long on the EMP generator? Maybe let's wait for the EMP generator and then we'll go. Guess what? Make more carriers. Kind of hugging the bottom here. And as soon as the commander attacks again, that's when we'll go. Again, killing Shezar himself doesn't really matter. They're bringing SCVs. That's interesting. I've returned from the void. That's acceptable. That is an acceptable thing for you to have done, Urazaj. Now, I'm worried about the global timer, but I feel like once the Terran are gone, I bet we'll be able to sweep through a lot of the remaining stuff here. I really suspect we will. Let's go ahead and get scout upgrades just in case. Shields, we got our +3 here. Like I said, I'm still a little too concerned to go and kill that ghost, but I probably should just go do it. So I'm going to right-click it with Zeratul and then bring Zeratul back. Let's also quick save. Oh, there's Commander. He's moving out now. We do have a good amount of stuff here, so we're going to hotkey them and have an observer follow Selendis, and then we're going to go with him. Oh. Okay, well, I honestly don't think I can turn around for that. We've just been EMP'd. We're going to take this stuff out, and I think we're going to just try and go through the front door towards Shezar. I did just save. I think that base I'm willing to lose, because we have a lot of stockpiled gas. And this is where we're just going to steadily bust our way through this stuff. We're going to focus fire. Commander's coming in with some BC, so having those here will help. Okay, Shezar is gone. Whoa, 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 that's not where I told you to go. Now, I could just leave him alone at this point, or I could try to finish this up. I guess go ahead and take that carrier. Now, the hard part here is going to be we have to get rid of all of these production structures because they can rebuild so aggressively and quickly. Because at the end of the day, yeah, we just got to cut our way to these structures. Don't let them rebuild the structures. Focus fire down one production structure. Kill SCVs. Move our way to the command center. Just one thing at a time. Okay, and let's go command center. Missile turret. I don't think he has other command centers unless he's rebuilding any of them. So you guys just sort of hang out and let's see what happens. Make more carriers for the end of the map. We got a lot of carriers here. I have a bunch of bases that I could take along the left of the map. He does have another command center. He never started nuking me, thankfully. Kill SCVs. There's a possibility Shezar stops trying to rebuild once you actually kill him. That would be nice. I don't know if that's the case. Man, spam static defense. I'd be concerned trying to actually move to take these bases because there's probably spider mines everywhere if I had to guess. What's attacking down here? Just normal Protoss? Under heavy fire? Don't worry about it, buddy. He's fine. Selendis' group is doing great. Selendis must have some passive hull regeneration. And if I had to guess, Shezar's got half of a base being built here already.
Have engaged the enemy.
Just a guess.
We are under attack.
Nice work. That defense is holding up pretty good. Okay, just one thing at a time. Okay, now this. I'm just right-clicking individual things. I don't see SCVs roaming around trying to rebuild, so there's a chance that they're just not. Casual orange. Orange is still here too. There's another artifact. You know what? Let's make a shuttle. Maybe we can fly around and grab some of these. Next thing, we're going to move take carriers and move upwards. I'm going to ensure that Brown is gone, because I really don't want to deal with a rebuilt Brown. I really don't want to deal with a rebuilt Brown, so we attack up here, and then we attack down here, then we attack down towards our base, and then we come on all the way back down. Commander's going to keep attacking up in this direction, so good for him. I am going to take these bases, because in theory they won't get attacked by anything anymore. I don't know how easy it would be to just drop in and snag this stuff. So I'm not too concerned about getting Zeratul finished up here. Not at all. Okay, Shezar is 100% out, so we just need to pick a direction and go, because I think we have more than enough stuff now. How about final upgrades here? Yeah, I think we have enough carriers now, don't we? I think we still have observers in there as well. Just make zealots and dragoons. And then shuttle, again, is for Zeratul to pick these up. Granted, it seems like that's so close to the end that we won't even need to worry about it. I also don't necessarily have to kill the other Protoss, but at this point I really want to because I hate them. I've got I have nearly 2 full groups of, oh, okay, well, I should have expected that. I have nearly 2 full groups of carriers, like in the traditional sense, 2 full groups. We have 16, that's pretty darn good. No, we don't. We have 19. Okay, this is a bit unfortunate because this is not where I want to be. Thanks, I hate it. Because this lasts forever. Okay, all of you minus the shuttle go in and attack. I'm just going to make, again, lots and lots of zealots, and we're going to try and flood into the enemy base with that. I have to keep an eye on this. There's no timer on the stasis field either, so because Selendis is here, so I can't just casually attack with her. It's very tempting to just go for the win, actually. I could just say, you know, screw the other, screw the other bases. I do want to get Zeratul 100%ed up, though. I want to use her beam, but she's always out of energy because of the, because of the EMP. Okay, so bring these guys back.
It is time to act.
There's just a ghost around here somewhere. Again, I think maybe what I'll do is just start wiping my way through here. We can pick up the artifacts, go up around the map, and take out those Protoss bases. Commander, though... I mean, Urazaj will rebuild aggressively, but Commander, every time he attacks, is going to take a lot of pressure off of us. Okay, so we're going to take this whole group of carriers and keep making zealots because we're going to bring those later. And yeah, still have, like, I think, relatively plenty of time. So we just pick a direction and we go. The flippin' orange Terran are still here too. That don't make me laugh.
Your warriors have engaged
Let's go ahead and just pivot some of these probes up here because we're going to need gas in the long term. This base would have been relatively easy to take, but we would have had to resituate our defense. Makes things difficult. Do I have observers in here? Here's one, so let's bring it. Zeratul been level 10 for a long time, game. Don't tell me that. Okay, make more observers just in case. Now, we don't have to deal with a lockdown with Protoss. We do have to deal with stasis. But for the most part, I feel like with Protoss, we can just sort of auto-attack with this amount of carriers. We should be able to absolutely annihilate them. The Kalai Protoss might have Arbiters. That's the only thing. We just want to try and focus them down if we see them. But this is Fist of Urazaj, not the mind or brainwashed Kalai. Maybe? I'm not so sure. Anyway, depower this. Yo, the DPS that's happening here is actually incredible. I'm going to leave this group at home just in case. This Dark Archon, why don't you just go ahead and, like, right-click across the map and see what you find, because you can't really use anything except feedback. There's a relic. Okay, you know what? Keep going up the side here. I'm just looking for any and all existing enemy bases. It looks like there's more Protoss down here. Let's just make sure they're gone. Zeratul got an artifact. Let's get shuttle speed so that we can maybe try and pick up the last two relics, because they are in enemy territory. At this point, I know I could just win. So let's quick save. Okay, well, that's about what I expected to happen. Let's take the carriers that are not frozen and try and get out of here. I don't think we're going to be able to get out of here. Well, a decent stasis means they're going to kill 3 carriers, which at the end of the day is not the end of the world. I will just rebuild more. My home defense is fine. We're at +3 everything, right? Yeah. We've got observers in here. They're just... Okay, here we go. We're back in the fight. Under heavy fire, could use some help. Those must be spawned. Okay, fleet beacon. Cannons. I'm just gonna go through and basically right-click things that are causing me problems. Like, look at all these cannons. It's too much. It's just too much. And yeah, they're gonna rebuild everything, but that's okay. I mean, it's not really okay, but it is what it is.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
Okay, well, it was nice of them to do that. Again, there's not much that can stand up to this sheer number of carriers, but I kind of figured this is how this mission would have to go. Like, I sort of knew. Man, Selendis does a lot of damage, doesn't she? 12 per interceptor is no joke. Okay, so we got to kill this Nexus. Nexus is gone. 3 more carriers get added to the squad. We're about back up to 16. Kill all these probes. The nice thing about the probes rebuilding is they're going to come right back to the Nexus when all is said and done. So they'll pretty much consolidate themselves back into a spot where you know that you can get rid of them. Well, I guess not anymore because we killed the Nexus, but they may not rebuild at all anymore if they don't have a Nexus. What are we at, 75%? Like I said, I'm very confident we're going to be able to finish this at any time. I just want to be thorough and get our artifacts for Zeratul. Nothing will attack us anymore except Fist of Urazaj, and that's perfectly acceptable. They must have one more base at the very top as well. It's actually endless. Let's get rid of these fellas. Okay, I think yellow is mostly out. They might have a base sort of here in the middle, because they keep sending individual probes. I'm going to send some zealots up here just in case to check. There is a lot of pre-placed stuff just sort of around, I've noticed. Are the observers still in here? Yes, they are. You'll love to see that. That guy can be locked down forever. Yeah, yellow's got a sneaky nexus somewhere. We found it. A lot of scouts again. With this amount of carries, it's kind of satisfying to just move them, even though I could focus fire stuff. We had to focus fire through the Terran base, but I'm perfectly happy with this. There we go. No more yellow. We got the last probe as well. And since we're up here, let's hit this area, and then let's get Zeratul into the shuttle, and then go up and around. I never got shuttle speed. Looks like we could just drop right on that. Oh, we're gonna get stasis. But we did kill the Arbiter. So we can just snag this. I wonder what's gonna happen when we get the last two. I mean, I guess we'll be able to upgrade Void stasis faster? I don't know. Sorry, buddy. Okay, that was very much a call an ambulance, but not for me type moment. You'll meet Oblivion's End. I think the monoliths can focus fire him down, even though he gets stronger every time he comes back. We're still bombing through him. Zeratul, buddy? It's actually, I was gonna say we could suicide him to get the last one, but I realized that would be a big mistake. Oh, Selendis got locked down. There it is. Okay, let's start cutting our way across the top of the map. They're gonna rebuild. We're not gonna be able to stop them from rebuilding. My goal is basically just to get to the bottom right such that we can get the last artifact. Just because, like, we saw the commander came back this time, so we want to get Zeratul to max level where possible. I mean, he already is technically max level, but you understand what I mean. And let's go ahead and start queuing up more carriers at home. And I was going to say, Zeratul's in a shuttle somewhere. We're going to bring him back down here. I could end this right now. It is real tempting. I wonder if we could just snag... Just drop him. Upgrade Void Prison, and then maybe we can just blink him out. So he's like fully maxed. We have everything. We have everything. And half of me is gonna assume that we're gonna get close to the actual objective, and then it's gonna be like, we can't attack it unless we destroy every building around it or something, because I feel like that's been a common theme. Get rid of their ability to build more air units, because that's a big blocker right now. Okay, attacking it seems like it brings everything, including Urazaj. I'm going to quick save because it looks like he can do tons of splash damage that will destroy all my interceptors. So that's fun for me. Let's just leave. Let's just leave, and we'll cluster up, and we're going to attack with everybody. This is fine. This is fine. Then we F2? Maybe not Zero. Maybe we should bring Zeratul. I don't know. But yeah, we're going to have to kill Urazaj one more time. 85%. Yeah, we just got to get through all of this. This is a big ask. He's pretty low HP, though. Just ignore that stuff. Move on in. Just ignore that stuff. Stay together. Who's there? No! after all of that. Can I rewind? It might desync. I did just save, didn't I? Like a minute ago? I didn't realize I brought him. I must have accidentally F2'd because I figured it'd be a bad idea to bring him. But he is now max level. This is a slog. Not to mention, you know, there's going to be like 6 paragraphs of epilogue plus the actual cinematic, which is going to be probably 5 to 10 minutes. So strap in. We still got a ways to go. There's a lot of hot lore for you all coming up if that's what you're really interested in. Yeah, he basically just killed all my interceptors. So we have to leave. So we go up and around and down. And let me make a cut for you because I understand. You don't want to see this part again. Okay, I'm back in here. Sans Zeratul. I'm just going to focus fire Urazaj to get him out of here. And when he's gone, we should be able to just bolt straight for this thing. Okay, there we go. He's like coming back, but we're gonna finish this before it's too late. So we're gonna focus fire this, and hopefully we just have enough stuff to just get through it. It looks like it's gonna bring all remaining enemy units to us. But I think that's okay. Man, these end missions, the Terran end mission was really difficult as well. There we go, and that should just end it. Zeratul's totally maxed. The Terran device monstrosity has been destroyed, yet Urazaj seeks to regain his strength once again. We do not have much time left. We must flee this vessel at once. I couldn't agree more. I just hope we've done enough here to help you and your people out. You've done more than you know, human, and I thank you. Now flee this place before Urazaj awakens. I cannot guarantee your safety beyond that. Not a problem. I think we've interfered in alien civil war enough. Time me and my crew discover our own home away from the UED, the Dominion, and war. I'm no freedom fighter, but if anyone alien or otherwise is being oppressed and needs help, my boys and guns will be at the ready. Well, that's very noble of you, considering you just said you're done with war, but those things specifically will lead you to war. A bold statement. May Adun guide you and your people to a new future. I thought he entered the Solendus carrier for a second, but no, he had a little medevac. Zeratul, we must depart this platform at once. We're detecting seismic activity at its core. It'll break apart momentarily. No, you will not escape. You will not avoid my justice. Death shall come to all who oppose me. It is the will of the Xel'Naga themselves. By the way, where was Eridas? Y'all notice he was just casually missing from this mission? Was I just not paying attention and he died in a cinematic or something? Go, Dark Prelate. We shall fend off the abomination and be one with the Kala. Protect Shakuras. Aye, you shall be avenged. Executor, let us depart immediately. Go. Oh, they weren't kidding. Look at all these guys. Grah, you cannot escape my vengeance. I shall destroy all of Shakuras before I let it be tainted by the Kalai any further. Feel my wrath. He do be wrathful, though. Well, that one feels good to beat. I hope you understand. It's just, it's fatiguing. I think I've been recording for like 90 minutes, maybe a little more than that. I'll be able to trim this down to about an hour 5 at this point, but it's been like almost an hour 45 total, because then I had to record stuff off camera, and so now I have to go through and do all the story stuff. And I feel bad because like the story stuff can be interesting, but I'm just so tired after all of that. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. The last thing I want to do now is watch all of this. But I think if I didn't go through that mission, I'd be like, oh, interesting. Urazaj, the fallen Dark Templar turned Dark Archon, had such hatred and prejudice for the Kalai that it nearly cost us the future of our entire race. Many of our brethren have been slaughtered by his considerable forbidden powers, which are fueled only more by his rage. However, his mad plans for vengeance have been ground to dust by the heel of Protoss justice. I mean, yes and no, right? He was just on a platform exploding. He had otherwise killed everybody. Like that. Still, he would not rest until all of us were dead. He willingly transported himself and his followers to lead a brazen attack that nearly attempted to assault the heart of Shakuras, yet our defenders triumphantly pushed the abomination back. However, while at the cusp of this victory, we were led only to failure as Urazaj used an ancient functional warp gate to transport himself to an unknown world. Oh. Well. That's convenient. And I think this is supposed to set the stage for the Dark Templar saga. And that one fist of Urazaj just straight up did some parkour. Oh no, those are our Dark Templar. Maybe? I don't know. I don't know which one's which. It's not important, I don't think. However, we Protoss must prevail. We will learn to overcome our past wrongs and not let the actions of a few dictate our views of others. It is through this that we can look forward to a promising and bright future together. Although, I fear this encounter with Urazaj has greatly affected Zeratul. He's remained distant, isolated from others. He feels a great responsibility for the damage Urazaj has caused and blames himself for letting down his people. So Artanis has Zeratul's Warp Blade already. There's a casual Purifier Sentinel there, and a Blood Hunter. It's just little things like that. If you want to be super story-focused, you gotta get some of these details right. Yet we must move onwards. Although Urazaj's hatred burns with more fury than the brightest star, the future of our entire race depends on us, working together to build our new home. I myself shall lead Shakuras to construct a grand golden armada, the likes of which will rival Ayr's once legendary fleets. And out in the distance, beyond the twilight skies of Shakuras, those who have harmed our people will know the meaning of true Protoss justice. Oh, he's bigger than ever. And now we're going to get the big text dump. No, there's more. A Duran monologue? Oh no, here it is. And this isn't as long as the Terran one. Urazaj's plans for unleashing his vengeance on the Kalai oppressors was met with failure when his orbital platform was destroyed by Dark Pellet Zeratul and Executor Selendis' fleet. Although Urazaj himself survived the ordeal and transported himself to Shakuras in an attempt to destroy them himself, Urazaj was driven back to a functional warp gate where he escaped with a number of followers before the energy blast destroyed the... We just experienced this! This doesn't need to be a paragraph. Visibly disturbed by the hatred and amount of death the fallen Nerazim caused, Zeratul began to wonder his role in the Protoss' new future on Shakuras. Being unable to bring himself to assist the matriarch in leading his people and hold a seat in the council, he left the temple of Telematros and secluded himself in a canyon on Shakuras. Zeratul began to ponder his encounter with Urazaj's unnatural void powers and the way he was able to control Zerg energies with ease and his ability to gather an army with this size. What ancient power did he awaken? Meanwhile, while traveling back to a remote part of the ancient moon, Elna, Urazaj lamented his skill wasn't powerful enough and absorbed the essence of 3 additional followers while rejuvenating himself near a secret underwater nexus of energy. Realizing it would take more than sheer hatred alone to enact his vengeance, he knew he would need to seek out and enlist the power of ancient Xel'Naga themselves. He was forbidden to ask again. It's covered by other text. Anything for vengeance, anything. Urazaj began to search out to the one who made him his original offer from the caverns under Ire, Samir Duran. Not long after, that same mysterious creature calling himself Samir Duran swam quietly aboard a secret vessel just outside of Tarsona space in Kerrigan's new primary hive cluster. He received a report of his own cadre of elite mercenaries who previously served under Alan Shezza that Urazaj has been taken care of by the Protoss. Duran knew of Nerazim, had played his part, yet could not afford to have him to become powerful enough to take on the entire Protoss himself. The remaining warped Kader and crystal Urazaj that I've created on Char that weren't destroyed were brought before Duran, and he was pleased with the result. Urazaj, in acquiring forbidden Xel'Naga knowledge from the ancient library of Elna, was able to do something Duran could not: combine Zerg and Protoss energies through the void. This was the key to merging the two forms into something unnatural. Warping the minds of his mercenaries under his complete control, he next began to construct laboratories similar to the ones he created under Halcyon, but this time on various other worlds, all hidden and spread as far as possible across the sector. With the Dominion's power shattered and the Protoss just barely surviving on Shakuris, he could continue his experimentations uninterrupted. All was coming to plan. Just then, a psionic wave originated from the UED's controlled side disruptor began to reach Tarsonis. Frustrated, Duran knew he would need to play out his role as Kerrigan's consort a while longer in order to achieve his final objective by destroying the UED, and then only then would all threats to him and his plans for the creating of the hybrids be removed. Okay, alright. I was afraid there'd be another one. My feedback is the same. It's a lot. And I have new feedback regarding the narrative. Because the narrative is so important to this campaign, look, I personally am not someone who is really that hyper-focused on details, like there's a Blood Hunter, there's a Sentinel. I understand that that's not what they're supposed to be. They're just supposed to be the Protoss reflective of the time period of the campaign. That's how I don't have an issue with suspending my disbelief in that way. But if I am to reflect back at the creator the importance of the narrative that they're trying to put forward, then by that standard, you have to pay attention to these details. If you're going to bombard me with text and make sure that you're trying to immerse me with all of this repetitive narrative, then you gotta get that stuff more accurate. That's my take on it, at least. Like, imagine if someone else made this and you were playing it and you had that expectation, you would probably not want to see those other factions. I mean, I understand the difficulty, though. For something small like that, you have to search out a whole separate model. I get it, right? That is what it is. So the question is, should you have them in there at all, or just have a repetitive normal zealot? That probably would be acceptable. Anyway, I'm getting a little too in depth on this one thing. This map was a slog. My goodness. I had to reload one major reload in the middle, and then I played off camera for like 20 minutes because I had to reload several times then as well. And then, of course, reloading trying to get into Urazaj's base. The thing with missions like this is you really just feel consigned to having to go mass carriers. If we made ground, we would have been killed by the inevitable billion spider mines that were in those Terran bases, and thankfully probes float, so we could take those bases and not worry about them, but I'm sure there was a lot. We had observers with our carriers, so maybe we killed them, but attacking into those bases with ground would have been a lot more difficult. Looking back to Mission 2 as an example. But otherwise, this was an okay mission. I think my favorite one was the previous one with the Sunken Colonies and the Brutalist Chase. That one was really fun. I liked this second campaign. It was okay, but I now can contextualize what some commenters were saying, was as this goes on further and further, in particular the Zerg campaign, more of these buggy... Again, there's nothing super major. And also, I have a fan patch that probably fixed the super major stuff. Big shout out to user 628W on SC2 Mapster for fixing a lot of the glaring stuff. Now I would never even know, some of the bad stuff that may have broken some of the maps. That's all been fixed, but there's still minor things. Again, by themselves, it's not really a big deal, but when you put it all together, it does make this feel pretty rough around the edges at times, and apparently that's going to be a little more in the foreground, particularly in the Zerg campaign. But we'll see. I'm looking forward to it. This campaign does a lot of good things as well. I like Zeratul becoming an insane killing machine, similar to the Commander. I like the ability to go down two separate canonical, you know what I mean, two different narrative paths, and that's all kind of accounted for in the bank file. I just really appreciate this campaign's use of bank data. So I just want to really focus on the fact that I do see that as a really, really good thing, regardless of the more, technical rough edges. Overall, I'm still having a blast with this. It's just some of the maps are kind of sloggy, and I am playing on hard difficulty, so I kind of have that coming as well. All right, thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.